How you doing? It's been a couple weeks since the last time I posted. Like I said, I'm trying to get some up here relatively quickly. Today, a really quick one. I'm gonna be doing kind of a series of ones called kind of God is in the details, and you hear a lot of the times devil's in the details. I've heard both, and I just prefer God is in the details because I think when you start focusing on the details of the product and the experience that you're trying to um, have for your customers, your clients, the end users, whoever is. My end goal is ultimately to have this really great user experience. That's really where my background is, and kind of the little details I think are critical in that, and stuff that people would probably never ever consider or even bring up as an issue just because it's so subtle that it just these are things that unless someone told you about them, you wouldn't probably think about them. And I feel like that's where I provide additional value to my customers and clients is that little piece that they're gonna be like, oh wow, I never really thought about that. So I'm gonna dive right into this. Is really about outlet covers around the house. Like I said, this is mundane in the sense of things that you're going to be considering as you're building. Um, the quick step back when I was talking to my electrician team about this, they they were kind of, I don't want to say flummoxed, or they were just like, oh, why would you even consider that? And it's just because, like I said, it's just those are the little things that I think are going to matter to people. So here's a quick example of what I'm talking about. So if you look at this outlet cover plate here, there's lots of different kinds, right? There's um, the square ones. There's ones that are have the screw holes in them. I went with screwless plates on all of mine, typically for all my jobs, and actually I was surprised I was like the second person that has done that for them. And then you have like these guys, which are pretty standard. Um, this is kind of the general area of what most plates look like, minus the screwless piece. And when I'm around my own house doing things and I need to buy something new, I always buy like three or four different things to try them out and put them around just to get that understanding of what's living with them like. And what bothered me was I bought these plates. You get this dust accumulation right in this little seam here, and it just irks me because when you're walking around the house and you go to flip on a switch, there's dust in there and it just pops out. And it's not something that's me from not dusting it all the time. Like this is something that uh, even if you dusted once a week, it's kind of a pain to get in there, and you need a little special Q-tip or something. And every time I walk by, I see that and look at it, and I stop and remove it. So one of my asks was like all outlet and switch plates must have this flat top. It reduces the dust. I don't want to say eliminates it because obviously dust still gets on things. And I even saw one that had a slight little um, fall in it, so the front was pitched a little bit down, and I would just wonder if that would also help in kind of that dust accumulation. So again, one of those little things. Probably not going to notice it. Probably not think about it as you're going around um, picking materials and finishes. But if you go and had went and installed these in a client's house, they would absolutely notice. Again, let me say, but I don't want to say absolutely. I would think that most people would notice that there's dust that accumulates in this little um, channel in the outlet. So think about those little details, guys. I know it may seem mundane and something that's like, oh, we'll just put any outlet cover on it. But in the end, like all those little details, whether it's a positive or negative, build up. It's a cumulative of effect here. Like if you have this little dusty thing here and there's another detail that wasn't really considered, those little pinpricks start to add up as like, the experience of the house isn't as optimal as it could be. So I'll be doing a couple more of these guys because I think that they are important and stuff that we don't typically consider. So thank you.